We're Sara and E, PhD students in Brown University's Egyptology and Assyriology department.
While there is certainly a lot of interesting academic work happening in Near Eastern studies, the Academy is not the only place to get caught up on the coolest news items. One resource that many Assyriologists subscribe to is the Agade listserv, compiled by Jack Sasson, the Jane Worthen Professor of Judaic and Biblical Studies at Vanderbilt University. For more than 2 decades, Sasson has been sending daily emails highlighting books, news, and opportunities within the field, which we want to share with you. In addition to the Agade list, we have scoured the internet for the most exciting news stories and public scholarship related to the ancient Near East.
Throughout the month, EL and I will curate a selection of items for interested non-specialists. Then we'll share them with you in videos like this so that you can be part of the conversation.
Despite videos like these, even we have trouble keeping track of the number of interesting and exciting books published about the ancient world. For the Assyriologists out there, the International Association for Assyriology has you covered. For a rundown of the newest publications of winter 2020, head over to their newsletter, Mar Shifrim, for the list.
The role of women in ancient astrology has been seriously lacking, no matter the culture being studied. If this bothers you as much as it did our own EL, head over to Lady Science for her piece on women behind the astrology of Hadrian's Rome.
Though social distancing may be keeping us from heading to the Met ourselves, lucky for us, the Met is doing their best to bring the Met to our homes. This includes interviews with object highlights from the staff of the Ancient Near East Department. Take a look at the most recent digital dispatch from their team for more in-depth discussion.
Berlin museums have taken similar measures to bring their collections to your homes, wherever you may be in the world. The Staatliche Museum de Berlin YouTube channel has featured videos of specific interest to the community of fans of the ancient Near East. You can find some of our favorites here.
Was one of the first cities in human history and is therefore incredibly important to those who study the ancient Near East. The Online project is a joint venture between the British Museum and the Penn Museum in making digitally available the records and sources in their collections related to this crucial site. Through this project, it is the hope that further unique insight into may be found.
One of the most well-known collections of artifacts from the ancient Near East in the United States has been the Harvard Semitic Museum. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant the Harvard Museum of the Ancient Near East. What was once the Semitic Museum has renamed themselves to better reflect the diversity of the collection. Check out their website for more on this important move.
We have featured the art of Michael Rakovitz in this segment before, as he is known for his art installations highlighting Iraq's rich history. He draws on complex histories, politics, and culture to create highly charged pieces. Recently, in an interview with Esquire, he touched on his influences and the hope he has for Iraq's future.
Many of us have taken isolation as a prime chance to adopt the furry friend we have always wanted, but never had the time to acclimate to our homes, including yours truly. Animals have been a part of human life since at least the cultures of the ancient Near East. The Met has resurrected a blog post for us on animal depictions in ancient art. Perhaps you can use it for some pet name inspiration.
Researchers at the University of Chicago at both the OI and in the Computer Science Department have teamed up to form the Deep Scribe project, in which they work to train computers to identify signs on cuneiform tablets. Using the Persepolis Fortification Archive, the team will teach the system to read tablets, possibly uncovering new ideas about Achaemenid history, society, and language.
Despite their work being cut short due to COVID-19, the team from the University of Barcelona, excavating at Oxyrhynchus, returned with new discoveries to report. The work focused on the High Necropolis and uncovered 6 gravestones from the Saitic period and 2 from the Roman period. This marks the first time that Saitic gravestones were found under gravestones from the Roman period. The team hopes to return soon and uncover more behind the history of these graves.
Did you know that you can find seals in museums? No, not that kind of seal. Cylinder and stamp seals. We are very familiar with these in the study of the ancient world, but seals were a global phenomenon. Check out a recent recirculation of a blog post from the Met on the many different types of seals in their collection.
Egyptian blue is one of the first man-made pigments and one of the most striking in the ancient Near East. It has long been the source of study for historians and archaeologists, but it has now found its way into the biomedical world. A team of scientists in Germany has found a new use for the pigment as a new nanomaterial that improves infrared spectroscopic and microscopic imaging. Learn more about this interdisciplinary color over at ArtNet.
Need more podcasts to add to your quarantine repertoire? Of course you do. If you have ever been curious about ancient metallurgy, then now is your chance to head over to Landmines for an interview with Erez Ben-Yosef, an archaeometallurgy and nomadic societal organization.
A previously unknown military palace of the Assyrian king Sennacherib has recently come to light as archaeologists have explored tunnels blown into the ground by ISIS. The find includes several unique reliefs and golden objects throughout the tunnels and palace space. Though most of the objects were looted, this is still an incredible find. Read more from Peter Miglis on what exactly this could mean for future research.
Speaking of looting, not everyone is taking the stay-at-home orders seriously around the world, and that includes looters in Israel. Grave robbers and treasure hunters are taking advantage of reduced security to steal from archaeological sites in Judea and Samaria. Head over to Israel National News to read more about how the Israeli government is doing their best to balance the fight against coronavirus and the protection of their cultural heritage.
Missing your Egyptology library? We knew of plenty of people who are. If you're missing sources, head on over to the online Egyptological bibliography. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the OEB is being made freely available and houses the largest available collection of references in Egyptological literature and is updated nearly every day. Check it out for all of your literature needs.
Archaeology is not just about digging up the past. In the digital age, we are able to have conversations about internet and gaming archaeologies. In their piece for First Person Scholar, Florence Smith-Nichols characterizes archaeogaming as a glitch in the academy, subverting traditional archaeological practice. Head over to their piece to read more about what lies in these glitches and how we can embrace their queerness.
That's it for April's selection. Thanks again to Dr. Sasson for his work on creating this list, for the community for creating awesome things, and for you and your interest. We'll see you next month with a selection of May's most interesting items.